before my O-level, I already know that I want to do something related to design or photography. So I went to LaSalle. From there, I start to expose more different art. So I decided on my major, I started to do not photography, but sculpture. Because sculpture is something much closer to what I do, because I come from a family that my father is carpenter, my grandfather is carpenter. So making is something quite comfortable for me. So I spent 3 years experiment with different materials, making paintings. Only later part, and that 3 to 4 years, I really don't do photography, but I have collection of camera. And my training is 3 years in LaSalle as a sculptor. It's more conceptual based. So that developed the way I see things, and so that is where I'm coming from. Yeah, I'm not really like I like this photographer and try to do this style, and try to. No, I have a very deep background in art. And the way I think is more like artist than a photographer. It's very interesting when I meet a friend that is a photographer. They will stand there and there is nice light, and then they'll wait for people to pass by. I don't do that. I will just look on the floor and I find an interesting object, I take a picture. Or I find an interesting situation. It's a real situation in life, I think. If it's happened that I'm able to capture it, not I will do. It's not important to me. But you see a lot of photographers, they'll wait there and then they will take. So I don't approach this way. I approach more like a collector. I'm interested in what I see. Yeah, just take. Newcastle is started because I went for a residency 3 months in Newcastle, England. It's just a collection of things that I'm interested in, because I'm still interested in how people living habit create a situation. I mean, because of England, they are more into keeping the thing. So you have a lot of situations that the building is always remain and they cover up. Whereas Singapore is a situation that we always tear and destroy. You see the building, they will not keep. They will not want people to go in, so they tear and then one land. So to me, it's very interesting to see this kind of situation, and I don't really. Again, it's what I'm trying to do what I'm doing in Singapore and bring it to Newcastle and see what I can find there. Take me. I do a lot of time. My photography. I need to look for these places. So I do a lot of walking, around the place and see which building interests me. I work very subconsciously, but because of the environment are always their similarity to me, so I collect them. You see, but I'm not sure whether this work is because of this work is dominated by icon, but to me, I don't really like. I'm not sure what kind of relationship, but I don't think I'm dominated because of that series of work. And these are just black and white shot of the objects on the road. But then if you see Wonderland is object-based, my work is object-based. I go to Salvation Army or Sunghai Road to buy or collect all these and take pictures of that. But the present work, because of the requirement of what Esplanade want. They want a this Wonderland structure. So they asked me to create a new work out of that. So I realized that from my black and white work, I start to collect all these line left in the street, and then I start to bring them into my studio and copy them in a white gray background. The way of doing is different. When I put them in a gray background, I reduce the context of that rubbish I found. But to me, I see them as line. But today this is a different context. This kind of black and white work, because of the medium, it gives a lot of because of black and white, because of flash, it gives a lot of sensation. So it's totally different from the way the new work that I want to do. I bring them into the studio. I collect different kind of line in the street. To me that series of work, this new series of work is about how do we reduce. To me, I want to reduce the context of rubbish. So I bring into the studio with a white background and then a collection of different lines. So to me, that are line, that are not rubbish. So it's about the way we look at things again. So this is what, to me, there are structure, and this structure is the most important to me than just the camera taking. I'm very interested in the way I create a structure for myself. There is to be patient. I mean, it's not a art making is not. I'm saying art making. I'm not saying art making is a very long process, and within this process, you will always feel lonely or lost. So it's not an easy process. So constantly you have to really adjust yourself to or you will be totally lost by the temptation of name and money making. So this is, patience is the most important, and you have to understand what you are doing. That is the more important. If you don't understand, you do not expect people to understand. So that to me, patience is the most important.